Hi guys, so I'm back and right now I'm going to be telling you basically 101 about eyelashes. Not just eyelashes, but eyelash extensions is what I mean. So I kind of wrote down a sheet of paper of a lot of common questions that get asked or things that people don't really tell you about. And I just wanted to make a video so you know everything before you go ahead and spend like $100 and commit to eyelash extensions that are not coming off your eyes for at least the next 2 to 3 weeks. Alright, so these are my eyelash extensions. So I do have them on right now and I've done them a couple of times, so I have a pretty good understanding of what it feels like, the ups and downs of it, and how to take care of it. Okay, so the first thing I want to go over is what are eyelash extensions. So eyelash extensions are basically these tiny thin synthetic lashes that you can use glue to attach onto each individual eyelash in order to elongate your own eyelash. So it makes your eyelash look like it's just naturally grown this way, which we all know for me it's not. Okay, so that's what eyelash extensions are. There are different types, so I'm going to show you guys a couple pictures or something I might pop up or place on the screen here. There's also different shapes you can get, so one of them would be like a cat eye eyelash extension shape where the inside like lashes are shorter and then they get longer and longer towards the very end of your lashes, so it gives you kind of like a fluttery cat eye look. And then they also have the round eye, I believe that's what it's called. So the eyelash extensions go regular and then they get longer towards the middle and then back to regular at the ends. So that way the middle lashes, so like right here, they're especially long, so it makes your eyes look a lot more open and a lot bigger. And these are the types that I personally really like. I haven't tried a cat eye, so I don't know if I would like it, but from the pictures I've seen, I prefer round eyes. You're probably thinking now, what is the price range of these eyelash extensions? And the answer is it can be anywhere from $50 to $150. So it can get really expensive depending on where you're going. Obviously, if you go to a well-established lash extension boutique, then obviously it's going to cost a lot more. But I've tried both ends of the spectrum, and there's definitely a little bit of a difference, but I wouldn't say there's that much of a difference. At least the places I've gone to have been quite good, whether they were expensive or not expensive. And so I guess to give you an idea of how it'd be like if you were to go get your eyelash extensions, I'll share a story of my own experience. So the very first time I went to get my lash extensions done, I was so nervous. I was not prepared. I didn't know that it would take so long because they can actually take anywhere from 1 to 2 hours, maybe 3, depending on how hard your lashes are to do. And if you tear up, that makes it like a million times harder for them. So it will take even longer. I did go to the bathroom prior to starting this, but then I didn't realize that it would take almost 2 hours for me to finish. And so they're gonna ask you, what kind of eyelashes do you want, what kind of shape do you want, what kind of length do you want, and then once you figure that out, they'll start taking out all these lashes that they have and prepare everything. So usually there's music playing, you just lay down and relax, and what happened to me was I actually fell asleep, which is a lot more common than you think it is. So if you fall asleep at your appointment, don't be worried. I'm sure you're not the first person to have fallen asleep. And I actually scared myself awake. So I was in the middle of sleeping and getting my lashes done, and all of a sudden I started talking in my sleep, and then I felt like something was really strange, and then I suddenly like scared myself awake, and I scared the technician too, and I realized I was talking in my sleep and I scared myself. So it was super embarrassing, and that was my very first time too. Yeah, so just be aware of that. If you know you're someone that like suddenly wakes up a lot, maybe let your technician know so they don't accidentally poke your eye, which I'm pretty sure they won't. But it's always safer to just let them know. anyways, yeah. And then near the end of it was when I really needed to pee, so that's one of the biggest things. So make sure you don't drink that much water beforehand. Sitting in that chair, laying down in that bed thing, you will be there for a long time, and you cannot really move around either. You're just laying on your back with your eyes shut. And so if you really need to pee, you can't even go to the washroom in between it, really, because think about it, both of your eyes are like closed like this, and the glue is drying, so obviously you can't open your eyes. So that's one of the major mistakes I made, was not making sure that I peed beforehand. So I'm just gonna give you guys a little close-up of how mine looks like right now. So these are how mine looks like right now. I just got the natural set, which is like the most standard type, where they just glue one individual eyelash to each eyelash you have. And this is the circular shape. As you can see, it's pretty natural, but it's long enough so when my eyes are open, you can still very clearly tell that my lashes are long and fluttery. Alright, so how long do eyelash extensions usually last? So they can actually last for a pretty long time. They can last from anywhere to 1 to 3 weeks or more, depending on how you take care of them. So how you take care of them is honestly the key, as well as how much makeup you put on. And you would have never expected that, right? Because I did not think about it my first time. But it's great and it's bad, because it's great if you're working full-time every single day, you just want to look awake and fresh. That's the great thing about lash extensions. But my sister's blow drying her hair. Okay. So the downside of lash extensions is the fact that you can't actually put on that much eye makeup, and that is if you want them to last a long time. If you don't really care how long they last, then go ahead and put on eye makeup. But think about this, every time you put on eye makeup, you're gonna have to remove it, right? Okay, sorry, I'm so out of breath because I just ran upstairs to tell my sister to stop blow drying her hair, or at least to shut the door. Where was I again? Right. Oh yeah, I was telling you about why putting on so much eye makeup is bad when you have lash extensions. It's because that cotton swab or whatever you're using is going to get very, very close to your lash line, okay? And your lash line right here is just hanging on with glue. And the ends of them might not be completely glued onto your lash. So every little cotton swab or cotton whatever you're using to remove your eye makeup with, the moment it touches the base of this lash line, it might just cling on to that material, and then once you move it, it'll just rip off. And that's honestly the last thing you want to happen, because you're gonna start getting chunks of lashes that are not there anymore. They're just gonna look like you have really long lashes over here and then suddenly a little bald spot over there. Maybe not bald, but it'll be obviously a lot shorter because it's just going to be your natural lash. And that's not a cute look, right? Like, you don't want that. And so my personal opinion is, when you have on lash extensions, you already don't need any makeup because you already look great, because lashes make a huge difference. Okay, so I guess some of the things that people don't tell you is that it can be very hard to maintain. So what I said about not putting on eye makeup is one of them. Another one is every time you go and wash your face and you clean your eyes, it gets very hard to get around all the little corners here and at the ends. Another reason is once water gets on these lashes, they clump together almost like glue, and they become really thick and uncomfortable. So when you actually accidentally press it against your eye, you can feel how rough and coarse that lash is. So imagine you're washing your hair and then you have soap that gets into your eyes and water, and so then all of these lashes are then clumped together with soap, with the water, and then your eyes start hurting and you really just want to rub it, right? You want to just rub everything off. But the fact is, you cannot rub anything off, okay? You cannot even think about like going like this to your eyes, because once you do that, your lashes are gonna start twisting in like all kinds of directions, and then it's just gonna end up looking really bad and then falling off. So definitely think about that. It's not for everyone. I personally can handle it. I don't mind just being more careful with my eyes and being able to wake up like this nice, you know? But some people, they really don't like anything in their eyes, or they have really sensitive eyes, so every little thing can trigger them to tear up. So that's kind of a downside. Once you get to like the 3-week mark where your lashes are slowly gonna naturally fall off, because your eyelashes do naturally come off, or they're just starting, the glue is starting to wear off, they will slowly fall one by one, and then you're gonna start to look a little bit weird. You're gonna have maybe like 4 or 5 lashes left on this eye, and then like another 3 lashes left on that eye. And it's strange because it's not a full set, you know, like it's really sparse and it just looks a little bit odd. But what some people do, which I haven't personally tried, is you can like cut it shorter. Make sure you don't cut your own lashes, only cut the false lashes, and just cut it a little bit shorter so it's a little less obvious. That's what some people do. Or they can just go ahead and make like a little home eyelash extension remover, which you can easily find on YouTube. And what they usually also give you at the end of your lash appointment is a spoolie brush like this. So you can get these not only from the lash technician, who will most likely give you one, but you can also get them from Sephora. If you go into the store, you can just take some of their like testers, because I know I lose these all the time and I literally need one in every single bag. So another important tip is to always use your spoolie brush, which you are given, to brush your lashes. A lot of people forget that, and it's just a nightmare when I see it, because their lashes are like all tangled up, or they rotate downwards, and that is not a cute look, right? So here I'm going to show you how I brush my lashes. So I start from the bottom, just like I would with mascara, and I just push them upwards. But you also want to go from the inside and just curl them up. So go like this. You want to keep them nice and fluffy. Alright. I think these are all the questions I have on this piece of paper of mine that I've answered, but I will also make another video showing you how I go about removing my makeup, being careful with how I wash around my eyes, and showing you what I do afterwards to dry my eyelashes, because water will cling onto your eyelashes and you do need to figure out how to remove that naturally without pulling them all off. So I will show you that in another video. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, if you have any comments, just leave them below and I'll do my best to answer them. Bye!